Hello everyone, well I finally decided to buy a new computer case for my NAS, my network attached storage device. This system has been around for quite a few years now. In the previous life it was using a fractal design define case. I've probably one of the first ones that they did. It kind of shows now that they're on the 6th version of it, so yeah, it is quite old. And I know if I look back at some of the videos on my channel, I'm talking about this system then. Various components of it have been changed over time. Probably the oldest part of it now is the power supply, a fanless power supply. Anyway, back to the device. So this system has to sit in my lounge. It allows me to consume multimedia, which I'm watching on TV of sorts. So yeah, I wanted it to look quite nice, and I wanted it to have enough space for 4 or 5 hard drives. Now I cannot believe how hard it is to find a m-atx size system, micro ATX size system, with at least 4 hard drive slots on it. At least 4 the 3.5 inch drive slots on it. Yeah, it's so difficult that. And the setup they have here, just scroll down a bit, and yeah, I've got the one with the glass window on it. It does look quite nice. So yeah, they've got this hard drive cage which holds 3.5 inch drives, as well as you can put an extra one under the 5.25 inch bay, and I do have the 5.25 inch bay spare as well. So yeah, got those options there. Got room for 5 3.5 inch drives, and you can put 4 solid state disks on here as well. So quite a good layout. Yeah, the drives sit nicely behind this blanked off area. Power supply sits in there as well, and you've got various options on where you put the fans. So I'm quite happy with how it looks there. And in terms of other options, I did actually buy one of these, Deep Silence 4, but that's not a nice opening door to the case. You actually have to like grab it from the bottom like this to rip it off, and it sounds like it's going to break when I do it. It's just awful design, really. And for something that's going to be on 24/7, which is how I run my system, I leave it on all the time, yeah, the dust is just going to clog up there and I won't be able to clean it. As it turns out though, I've used it as a secondary NAS, but this system supposedly holds, what is it, 6 drives I think it is. Yeah, internal 6. 6. We're going to do that little quote mark, because it ain't 6 at all. Looks like it there, but that will not hold a full-size 3.5 inch disc. That one doesn't either. Thanks for moving around there. Yeah, there's basically a couple of them that will not hold a full-size disc, so it's more like 4, which is what I've just got off the Cooler Master Silencio S400. Anyway, I'll show you some pictures of this build. This is how it looks at the front with the glass panel off. You can see I've gone for cold cathode ray lighting. It's quite nice. I didn't want to go for LED lighting this time. I wanted to go for cold cathode. I remember that being quite a nice lighting that I had before, but I can see they're definitely not in fashion anymore now because they were quite expensive and quite difficult to procure. Let's go through the photo. So this is the back of it. This is the job I've done for the cable run. I know that looks a bit weird there with that cable going all the way around the case to the fan, but yeah, I just thought that would kind of work better really, rather than trying to go downwards for all the rest of the congestion there. It wasn't quite long enough anyway, so oh well, I'm going to have to use an extension either way. I did a slightly better job and actually customised the cabling for the lighting, so it's much more discreet there. That's a bit more zoomed in just to show what it's like around the hard drives, the power supply, and what was quite a nice feature with the Be Quiet fan that I purchased, it came with this SATA power adapter. You have a 5, a 7 volt and 12 volt straight off it, so I could power 2 fans and run them slightly slower because they don't all have to run at top speed. That's my dodgy job at soldering and heat shrinking. The cable management in the case is quite nice. They've got quite a few tags you can affix things to. I just had to add one little extra cable tie mount there. Otherwise, good amount of options really. Well, I think this part would have been a bit tight normally under the build. I'll show you what I've had to do in a moment there. That's the underside of the case. They do provide a fan filter there. This is the back of the case, and there was one part of the fractal design case I did really like, was the black and white colour scheme. I actually kept the white PCI brackets I had from my old case. I just added a little on-off switch for the lighting. That's the top of the case, and they give you a couple of different options for the top panel. You've got this plastic insert which kind of matches the rest of the colour scheme, so it looks like metal, or they give you this mesh insert. The LED light around the switch is white coloured, and there is little white light there in the reset switch for hard drive activity. That does look quite discreet there. The front of the case does look very plain and dull. Inside the opening door there, which is padded on one side, you do have access to this filter, which lever there, so you can drop that down and clean the fans. So it's nice for a system that is going to be running 24/7 and will have ease of access to clean it. And they do need cleaning every sort of week or so. Oh, in terms of mounting the fans, they did not design it for mixing 140mm and 120mm fans. Yeah, I kind of had to botch that one in there a little bit. You can definitely fit two fans of the same size on there, just not the mixed sizes. But I was not going to buy another 140mm fan. Basically, what I should have done was buy a second 120mm, but hindsight and all. Let's look at the motherboard, and you can see what I've got is a fanless CPU cooler. This is an old AMD AM1 motherboard with an Sempron CPU. So, yeah, it's like a 25-watt CPU, so it's quite low power. I'm not sure about the position of some of these cable points. Oh, what were they thinking? Come on, Asus, do a better design than that, because I had to have this cable go right over. And that's a RAID card because they only provide two 6GB SATA ports. So I have a fanless power supply which needs to naturally vent upwards. What I didn't realise was this metal shelf at the bottom, which I thought was removable, turns out was not removable at all and is in fact riveted in place. So what I had to do was cut it out. You can see my painting job is not very good there, it didn't have the right paint. I didn't want it to rust though, so I had to paint it with something, and then I was too lazy to repaint the whole case. And you actually can't see it though looking at a distance. My first time cutting metal like this in quite a long time. On the plus side though, it did allow a bit more space to get this cabling through, so I think without it I'd have been pushed to get the cables through those little cutouts there. You can see a glimpse of the hard drives there in the corner. Yeah, looks reasonably discreet. You can move the mounting point around for the hard drives, but it would have really limited access to the power supply, so probably better there. And there it is with the lighting. I do like that lighting colour. Bit of a close-up there of the CPU cooler and the rest of the motherboard. That's the glass panel. It's actually quite a nice thickness. You can see Cooler Master have deliberately designed it to be used with a glass panel. And some of them I've seen actually bolt through the glass. So yeah, you have to be really careful with how tight you do the screws up. But on this it doesn't matter because that's metal glued onto the edge. Got a couple of videos of the system running. The fan noise isn't too bad really. And here's the noise level with the door closed. So I'm certainly quite happy with how the system looks now. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you all later.